Welcome, my friends. Welcome to Touching the Edge. Thank you so much for joining today. My name is Drake, and I'm so happy to be here with you today. I'm happy to be here with you because we are celebrating emotional mastery, and in highlighting that, I want to celebrate a famous actor who recently passed away, and he's someone that I really felt a kinship with, a resonance with, and I just want to bring him up. His name was Terence Stamp. He was a famous British actor who was very, very famous in the 60s, and in fact was one of the real it people, one of the celebrated of the major stars of the 60s. He was, I think, voted the best dressed man in Britain, and was dating famous actresses, and at a certain point he seemed to be the next major star that was going to last for decades. And by the end of the 60s, though, his fame eluded him, and suddenly he couldn't get roles anymore. And so, I find him very interesting because he had sort of a compelling energy on camera. And it made me kind of interested to see what he was like in his life. And so I recently got one of his books, and he wrote quite a few books. And this one, I think, was called When the Ocean Drops into a Single Drop, or something to that effect, or When the Ocean Falls into a Single Drop. And it was very interesting to me because after his period, he was only like 31 years old when he couldn't find the work anymore. And he ended up going to India and, studying with really amazing people. And he really studied deeply a couple of different areas that I find quite interesting. One is Sufism. He became very focused in Sufism. He also studied Krishnamurti quite a bit. And then also he ended up, meeting and having contact with a great teacher named Nisargadatta Maharaj. And Nisargadatta is like at the peak of my great teachers. He's like at the very, very peak of it. And as he was describing him, he didn't bring up his name right away. He sort of just started describing him first, and suddenly I realized who he was talking about. And so each one of these different sources, Hazrat Khan from the Sufis, Krishnamurti, one of Krishnamurti's books called the Letters to the Schools had a huge influence in my life. And then eventually getting all the way to Nisargadatta. And I want to suggest to you that I was just amazed to see that we had these common influences. And I just want to celebrate Terence Stamp. He later went on to become General Zod and Superman, and he had a great elder career where he became a character actor. One of my favorite movies by him is called The Limey. So check those out. But more importantly, check out who the man actually was. I want to celebrate his life, and I want to recognize that in that celebration, we all come together. When the ocean falls into a single drop, that really means that we are all together. We are all connected. And in recognizing that, we have the ability to support each other, not from out there, but through here. By becoming authentically ourselves, by being in contact with our deepest emotional groundedness, we automatically support others. And for me, that connection through the heart is love. So I just want to celebrate Terence Stamp today and that ocean that falls into the drop, because in that ocean, we are all community. I'm going to ring the bell. I'm going to ask you to listen carefully. Here we go. We are all that single drop, but the ocean has fallen into each of us. Thank you so much for joining. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.